Let's speak honestly for a moment. Most men believe they understand attraction, yet they consistently miss the single element that actually governs it. Today, we're unpacking the one driver of female attraction identified again and again in long-term behavioral psychology research, including patterns observed over decades at BICS. Not opinions, not trends, not internet theories, but repeatable human behavior. And what those patterns reveal often contradicts what men have been told. Because attraction is not primarily about money. It is not primarily about looks. It is something quieter, more internal, and far more powerful. Miss this, and you stay confused. Understand it, and the entire dynamic shifts. Before we go deeper, if you value clear insight into male psychology, self-mastery, and real-world relationship dynamics, support the conversation. Like the video, share your perspective in the comments, and pass it to someone who needs clarity. That's how this discussion grows. Here is the core truth. How a man responds under pressure determines attraction more than almost anything else. That is what long-term behavioral research keeps circling back to. Women respond to emotional steadiness. When tension rises, when uncertainty appears, when conflict enters the picture, his reaction becomes the signal. That signal activates deep, instinctive pattern recognition shaped by evolutionary psychology. In seconds, it influences how she perceives his status, competence, and power. Most men assume attraction grows through effort, more texting, more reassurance, more explanation, more emotional output. This is where confusion begins. From a psychological perspective, emotional instability erodes desire faster than rejection ever could. Overreacting, over-explaining, or losing composure does not end attraction loudly. It drains it quietly. That is why emotional control becomes the first true marker of a high-value man in modern relationship dynamics. Picture a simple scenario. Plans change at the last minute. One man reacts with irritation, passive aggression, or emotional withdrawal. The other responds calmly, acknowledges the change, and continues his life without disruption. Nothing dramatic is said. Yet one response communicates inner strength, while the other signals emotional dependence. That moment functions as an unconscious test. Attraction is not created by clever phrasing in those moments. It is created by regulated emotion. This pattern appears consistently in long-term psychological observation. This does not mean suppressing feelings or becoming emotionally numb. That is a misunderstanding. Self-mastery is not emotional shutdown. It is the ability to experience emotion without being ruled by it. In behavioral psychology, this capacity is closely associated with leadership perception. A man who maintains a stable internal frame under stress communicates safety, reliability, and direction. Stability, whether openly acknowledged or not, is deeply connected to perceived long-term value. So how does a man build this trait in real terms? It starts with training the nervous system. Controlled stress exposure, such as brief cold showers, teaches the body to remain calm under discomfort. Structured breathing methods strengthen emotional regulation. Reflective practices increase awareness of emotional triggers. These are not abstract ideas. They reshape behavior patterns over time. And those patterns become visible. This is where real transformation begins. Not in words, but in responses. Consider a man who is intelligent and driven, yet emotionally reactive. Each time a woman pulls back, he spirals, overthinking, double texting, searching for reassurance. He believes he is being honest. In reality, he is signaling insecurity.
When he shifts focus from seeking validation to regulating his emotional response, something changes. His behavior stabilizes. His presence settles. His interactions improve, not just romantically, but across his life. Women rarely articulate attraction in technical terms. They do not say they are drawn to emotional regulation, but they feel it. In moments of tension, they subconsciously scan for composure, not aggression, not dominance displays, but steadiness. This is where many men lose attraction without realizing why. Seeking reassurance weakens perceived status. Grounded certainty strengthens it. Emotional steadiness does not mean indifference. Indifference is disengagement without intention. What builds attraction is controlled engagement. When disagreement arises, a regulated man listens fully, responds deliberately, and chooses his words rather than reacting impulsively. That behavior signals maturity, awareness, and subtle social dominance. This plays out in everyday situations: traffic delays, work stress, slow replies, unexpected criticism. Many men leak emotion through tone changes and rushed reactions. A man practicing self-mastery pauses. He considers the outcome that aligns with his internal frame. That pause, repeated consistently, rewires behavior. Over time, identity forms around that regulation.